and Sweeney in right. Kuzminoff is at third base. Chavez, the DH, and Rosales at second. Gross in center. Powell, the catcher, and Patterson in left field. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics for the private and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction or retransmission of the descriptions and accounts of this game in any form without the express written consent, the Oakland Athletics is strictly prohibited. Wade Davis gets the baseball today for Tampa Bay, the 24-year-old out of Marlboro, New York. He has a record of 3-1 and a 279 earned run average. A pivotal moment in the early season for Ben Sheets to try to get back on track for himself and for the ball club against arguably the best team in the American League. Ready for some Saturday afternoon baseball. Once again, here's Ken.
Jason Bartlett leads off for Tampa Bay. It'll be Bartlett, Crawford, and Zobrist for the Rays against Sheets. Real baseball uniforms today. The A's the home whites, the Rays the road grays, and what a beautiful day. Game 2 of the series, the final game coming up tomorrow at 1:05. That'll feature Dallas Braden for the A's and James Shields for the Rays. So here's Bartlett, who's batting at .254. He has 17 RBIs. Sheets throws and drops a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. 61 degrees at first pitch. And now the pitch by Sheets, and it's taken a breaking ball outside in the count 1-1. The A's with the gloves. Derek Barton at first, Adam Rosales at second, the shortstop Cliff Pennington, Kevin Kuzminoff over at third, Landon Powell behind the plate swinging a foul back to the right on a fastball. The outfield for the A's, Eric Patterson's in left. In center field is Gabe Gross, the right fielder Ryan Sweeney. The A's are 15-15. Tampa Bay is 22-7. Crawford on deck, and then Zobrist, and the 1-2 by Sheets. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I agree, Vince. I think this is a very important start for Ben Sheets. He's so competitive. He's had to live with the numbers from those 2 starts on the last road trip. Landon Powell sets up outside. Here's the 2-2 to Bartlett. Taken away. A fastball missing in the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Most recently for Ben, the game against the Blue Jays on Sunday. He went 4. He allowed 9 hits and 8 runs. 3-2 pitch is swung on a fly ball to right, angling deep in the corner. Long run, and Sweeney gets there, and he makes a nice running backhanded catch at the base of the warning track in fair territory. So Bartlett flies out, and that's the way our ball game begins on this Saturday afternoon. Hello, Ray Fosse.
Did you get your bobblehead? Were you in line this morning?
My Ray Fosse, Andrew Bailey bobblehead.
Right.
No, I haven't gotten one yet.
Hey, should have been out here standing in line like all these people, massive people, waiting to get the bobblehead.
So Bartlett flies out. Here's Crawford taking a strike, and the count 0-1. He's batting at .327. When will we have the Ray Fosse bobblehead? I say it's long overdue. Sheets delivers. It's swung on in a fly ball to left. That's playable for Patterson. He's back there, and he makes the catch. So Crawford flies to left quickly too. Wayne Zobrist is coming up.
See, you started that statement correctly. Long, but it's long time coming.
That's right. That's what I mean.
No, it will be a long time before it's actually here. It's all right. That's the people that really deserve it. You know, Bill King with the talking bobblehead. I mean, the great voice. I mean, I've heard people call in and say, I've got that, and when I really want to hear Bill, I just press a button, and there he is.
Remember the Bill King bottle opener?
Yes, that's right.
That's a good one, too. Here's the pitch by Sheets, a strike on the outside corner, a fastball to Ben Zobrist, and the count 0-1. That was a talking bottle opener, right?
Just perfect for Bill.
A talking bottle opener. Breaking ball taken high, and it's 1-1 to Ben Zobrist. Just getting started. 2 out top of the first, no score. Zobrist, a switch hitter batting left. In the outfield, a gap in left center. And Sheets throws, and Zobrist takes down and in. Fastball, close pitch, and the count 2-1. Todd Tichenor is the plate umpire. Jim Wolf at first. Darrell Cousins at second. Jim Joyce is over at third.
Todd might be squeezing some orange juice today or something.
So the count 2-1. Longoria is on deck. Sheets delivers, and Zobrist swings. It's a line drive base hit to right center field. Might be extra bases. Over to cut it off is Gross. A wide turn by Zobrist. Puts on the brakes, gets back to first. So Zobrist, a line drive base hit to right center field. That's the first hit of the ball game, and Longoria is coming up.
And it really makes a big difference when you don't get a call and it takes it to 2-1, maybe instead of 1-2. Hitter a little bit more aggressive, expand his zone a little bit. Zobrist a very good hitter to take advantage of.
So much in this game is dictated by the count.
Absolutely.
So Longoria stands in batting at .345, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs. Powell sets up outside. Sheets the kick. Ben throws in a breaky ball and taken for a strike on the outside corner. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Hitting movement left center. Powell sets up away, and the pitch to Longoria, the set by Sheets, and a fastball taken high and outside, 1-1. As you looked at Sheets' starts on the road trip, Ray, against Tampa Bay and Toronto, what do you think happened?
Well, he was throwing hard and harder, put it that way, than he has been, but very straight fastball. The four-seamer was very straight.
Throw to first, not in time.
And I don't think his curveball is breaking as sharply, or did not break as sharply on those 2 trips, or 2 starts on the trip that have been. Usually starts at about thigh high and has it break maybe out of the strike zone, but he was hanging a few too many.
Powell sets up outside, sets up way outside. Longoria swings and fouls it back. Good location that time with a fastball down and away, and the count 1-2.
You have to always be concerned too when you see some swings, and granted maybe the pitches weren't where Ben wanted them, but you see some swings that makes you kind of feel like the hitters know what's coming. And whether or not that was the case, we don't know.
I think it's something that every club will look at, the A's included, when a pitcher has 2 starts like Sheets had when he gave up 16 runs. Inside for a ball, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Longoria. I mean, you just have to look at that, don't you?
You definitely do. And if there is something, it spreads like wildfire. Whether it's in your own division or not, word is going to get around.
2 out, runner at first. Top of the first, there's no score. Longoria, the wide open stance, and the pitch by Sheets is bounced to third. Taking there, Kuzmanov goes the easy way to second. It resolves for the force on Zobrist, and a solid top of the first for Ben Sheets. So the Rays fail to score, with the A's coming up in the bottom half.
And at third base, number 12, Mike Gallego. Leading off the Athletics, shortstop, number 2, Will Pennington.
And the A's come up in the bottom of the first against the tall right-hander Wade Davis. It'll be Pennington, Barton, and Sweeney for the green and gold. The Rays fail to score in the top of the inning. And now Davis out of Lake Wales, Florida. 3rd round pick of the Rays in 2004. A strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Carlos Pena is at first. At second is Reed Brignac. Jason Bartlett, the shortstop. Here's the pitch taken outside on the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Evan Longoria is over at third. John Jaso is behind the plate. 24-year-old right-hander throws, and it's taken for a strike in the outside corner, 1-2. Carl Crawford's in left, and center field is B.J. Upton. And the right fielder is Ben Zobrist. Here's the pitch by Davis on the way. Swung on line to left center for a base hit. Crawford over to field it. Pennington leads off with a base hit. He is 3 for 4 this season against Wade Davis.
You know, it's almost like he's getting so comfortable in the leadoff position, not afraid to get just 2 strikes. He feels so comfortable. Even last night from the right side, which he said he's really been struggling and not feeling that great. But you can just watch him and he just stays back. In this case, opposite field hitting.
So what happens when Coco comes back?
Be happy. Yeah. I don't care. They'll find room for him.
Pennington leads at first. Pena holding on the bag, and here's Barton. Davis peeks over his shoulder at first, the right-hander from the third base side of the rubber, and throws. And Barton takes a strike on the outside corner. Well, to amplify your point, this is the 12th consecutive game in which Pennington's batted leadoff, and during that time, he's 15 for 43. That's a 340 clip. Outfield straight away. No score, nobody out, bottom of the first. Jaso sets up outside. Davis comes set. Here's a long hold. Now the pitch, and Barton a check swing foul down the third base line, and it's 0-2. Wade Davis in that matchup against Sheets on the 27th of April. 5 innings, 7 hits, and 4 runs. He walked 2, struck out 4. That's the first game of that series. That was the game in which both Rosales and Pennington wound up with 4 hits.
Yeah. Pennington, the big 3-run home run. A's down 4-0, tied it. Rays came right back with 3 more.
That was off of Davis. Jaso sets up outside, a quick throw, and Pennington dives back, and Pena kind of handcuffed by the throw over at first base.
Well, you know, one thing pretty consistent with Wade Davis, and why not? He's got a very good fastball, and he used it. A lot of 4-seam fastballs. So second time seeing him in last week or so. Maybe cheat a little bit, look for it, and see if they can do some damage.
Center field up in a step toward right center. Here's the delivery on the way. Davis throws it, swung on and foul back, and the count holds at 0-2. As we mentioned on the broadcast last night, Coco Crisp has been cleared to resume baseball activities. It's going to be a process, but after the exam on his broken finger on his left hand on Thursday, it was determined that he is progressing nicely, that the fracture is healing. And here's the 0-2 delivery by Davis. The set at the belt, the pitch. Breaking ball low. A check swing didn't go. They appeal to third, no swing. And it's 1-2.
Ray, when this fracture is going to heal on your hand?
I don't know. If somebody takes a sledgehammer to it, maybe it'll work out. But it is what it is, and it's been like that for a long time.
Leading at first, that's Pennington. Pena holding on the bag. Barton batting at 280 with a home run and 10 RBIs. And Davis sets a quick throw to right. He throws it down the right field line. And Pennington will at least get to third base on this. He's rounding second. He's going to third. Gallego's going to hold him. A 2-base throwing error by the pitcher Wade Davis. An errant pickoff throw. And with nobody out in the bottom of the first, Pennington's at third base.
Well, you really have to wonder if Carlos Pena is being blinded maybe by the bright shirts over the third base dugout, something, because he got handcuffed on a previous one. This one just happened to be into the runner. And you're right, the foul territory, start running.
That was really not a good throw.
No, it was to the inside or to the outside, actually, the right of the runner, and Carlos no chance, definitely.
But that has happened, hasn't it, during day games? Yeah. A ball up against the white shirts in the background.
Joe Pepitone in New York, very costly, many years ago.
1-2. The infield is back. Runner leads at third, and Barton takes low in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You sure that Pepitone's hair just didn't get in his eyes, and that's why he missed the ball?
The hair dryer in his back pocket. He was the first ever player to use a hair dryer. You know that, don't you?
Yes. Well, I'm well versed on the guys that have hair. Don't worry.
Much to the consternation of his teammates. Here's the delivery, and it's swung on and missed. Down and in. Gets him with a fastball. Barton strikes out. When Pepitone joined the Yankees in the early 60s, the Yankees were a very conservative, traditional kind of outfit, especially in their clubhouse. And all of a sudden, Pepitone walked in, and the rest of the guys went, hang on, wait a minute, who's this guy?
I want to say he ended up with the Cubs. I think he was with the Cubs because he came to spring training. Somebody put baby powder in his hair dryer. He went to blowing all the powder all over the place on it.
Here's Sweeney. The infield stays back, and a breaking ball in the dirt, so they're going to concede a run on a ground ball here. They just need to get Mr. Pennington home from third. 1 out. Bottom of the first, no score. Wade Davis steps off the rubber. He faced the Royals on Sunday and pitched great. He went 7, 3 hits, no runs. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and Davis throws, and Sweeney takes inside. Now the count 2-0. He bested Zach Greinke in a 1-0 ball game, and poor Greinke just cannot buy a win. He pitched well again last night, and Texas beat Kansas City 4-1 behind C.J. Wilson. Outfield toward left. Pennington leads at third. Davis delivers and misses high and outside. Now the count 3-0. Kuzminoff is on deck. So the Rangers lead the West by game over the A's. C.J. Wilson, who was a reliever until this year, a complete game last night, and he's 3-1 with a 1.51 ERA. Out of the stretch. And the pitch to Sweeney, and that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. A fastball, 3-1.
I think this is where Ryan Sweeney might have to expand his strike zone, because I would think that Jaso, the catcher, and Davis, the pitcher, would not be concerned if they're walking, because it does set up a double play with the infield playing back already.
And again, the outfield is toward left. Davis comes set at the belt and delivers, and Sweeney takes a strike on the inside corner. A little breaking ball. He cut that ball over the inside corner, and the count 3-2. Good breaking ball on the inside edge. So now on a 3-2 count, the infield comes in. Interesting.
Figure the hitter's not as aggressive.
Runner at third, no score, bottom of the first. And here's the pitch by Davis. Swung on, slap foul, left side out of play. That's interesting, because you don't see that very often, do you? Infield was back, and then once the count got to 3-2, they came in.
I think it's just a matter of a hitter is more aggressive when the count is in his favor. But now Ryan Sweeney a good job of staying back and just trying to hit the ball to left field, but maybe not as aggressive and may not hit the ball as sharply.
And now the 3-2 pitch is on the way. Davis sets, throws, and it's swung on line to center. Base hit. The A's take the lead. Scoring from third is Pennington. Ryan Sweeney, a line drive, solid base hit to center. It's 1-0 in favor of the A's. Looked like a hanging breaking ball, Ray.
Yes, and pretty good indication that they were not concerned if it did walking, but Ryan Sweeney stayed back, which he does so well, and great opposite field hitting. Exactly what you need to try to do with a runner at third in less than 2 outs.
18th RBI for Sweeney, and Kuzminoff is coming up. So right-handed hitter, Sweeney leads at first. Davis out of the stretch. Kuzminoff deep in the box and even an open stance, and swings and misses in the count 0-1. He has had a big shot against David Price in the bottom of the first last night when they had 2 on and 1 out. Kuzminoff hit that soft line drive back to the box, and it turned into an inning-ending 1-4 double play.
And that was about it for the A's. Did have the bases loaded, but a little bit later.
Sometimes with the really good ones, Ray, you've got to get them early, or you may not get them. Kuzminoff was 0 for 4 last night. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Kuz. Sweeney leads, and Kuzminoff takes a strike on the outside corner. Breaking ball, no balls and 2 strikes. 13-1 on the road, Tampa Bay. If you go back to 1900, of course, it's pretty tough to do a whole lot better than 13-1. The only club that's had a better record after 14 games on the road, Sparky Anderson's great ball club in '84, the Tigers, and they were 14-0. Here's the pitch. Kuzminoff takes high, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was en route to a 35-5 start.
Who broadcast all those games?
Well, you mean at the corner? You know, a lot of those balls that year were long gone. 1-2 is the count. Outfield toward left. Sweeney leads it first. Pena holding on the bag. And Davis comes set and deals, and a breaking ball, fly ball to right. Zobrist going back, nearing the track, still going back over his head and going to the wall. Sweeney to second, turning at second, going to third, and pulling up with a double to right field is Kuzminoff.
Hello, Wind.
And that one really surprised Ben Zobrist out there, Ray, because when it was hit, I thought he'd go back maybe to the base of the warning track and make the catch.
Well, you look at the flags, and they're really blowing very hard from left to right, and he got burned a little bit. Usually opposite field, playing very shallow with Zobrist, and You know, it's just one of those things. You don't assume a hitter opposite field power is going to be there, but Kevin Kuzmanov, as we have seen, can definitely hit it that far. By the wind, but also his power.
So the A's have runners at second and third, and Chavez is coming up, and he's batting at .220. 1-0 in favor of the A's. Sweeney went from first to third on the play. Kuzmanov's at second base. Davis sets and throws. And Chavez a big cut and a miss out in front of a fastball, and the count 0-1.
Well, a lot of these opportunities in this first inning really have to take advantage. And another goalie one here.
And again, the infield is back, and the outfield is straight away. Adam Rosales on deck for the Athletics. Here's the pitch. And Davis throws, and Xavi takes a strike on the outside corner fastball. No balls and 2 strikes. Tampa Bay leads the American League in team ERA at 2.74. So they've really pitched. Now the 0-2. Chavez at the plate. Swings, fouls it back. Gets a fastball. 3 straight fastballs. Pennington singled. He went to third on the E1 on the pickoff attempt. Barton struck out. Sweeney singled. Kuzmanov double to right. The 4th meeting this year between these 2 ball clubs. Again, the outfield is straightaway. Left-handed hitter. And the 0-2 to Chavez is swung on and fouled back. Fights it off, fouls it back.
I think every time Eric Chavez can come through in these situations, just get the run home, it just makes it a little bit easier for him confidence-wise. Because there's no doubt he's putting a lot of pressure on himself, coming back and expecting to be the RBI guy, and here's the opportunity for him to do that.
I was going to say, because you know that he's really feeling that responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the 0-2 pitch. Jaso sets up outside. Chavez swings. It's a high fly ball. Left center field. Going back is up, and it's playable. That'll score the run at the base of the track, and he makes the catch. Sweeney tags from third to score. Going to third is Kuzmanov. The A's take a 2-0 lead on a sac fly to left center field by Chavez.
And that's great opposite field power by Xavi, and what a great at bat. The out 0-2 kept battling and took an outside pitch. The fastball away from him and drove it deep to left center.
Interesting, too, because Davis stayed hard with him that entire at bat.
Well, maybe they want to hang another breaking ball.
Yeah, maybe not. Got burned on the hanger, and Sweeney delivered the base hit to center that scored the first run. So the 7th RBI for Chavez. It's 2-0 A's, and here's Rosales. Kuzmanov alertly tagged up and went from second to third, and the pitch to Rosales is fouled back out of play. Those little things, just tagging up, Ray, are so important in a ball game, as we saw last night when Longoria tagged up on Pena's fly ball to left center in the 4th inning.
And the Rays don't score in that inning if he does not do that.
And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on in line down the left field line. Foul! I mean, by a half an inch. Wow, was that close. Mike Gallego's going to argue this, and so is Guerin. Jim Joyce, the third base umpire, made the call. If that was foul, it was by a centimeter.
Jim Joyce with his head towards home plate, and
oh no!
Wow, Jimmy! Wow!
I think he might have missed that, Foss.
I agree 100%. Because he was facing towards home plate, turned around immediately, and boy, it didn't land that far from him.
Boy, the way Gallego reacted, you knew that the A's third base coach got a pretty good look at it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. He's right down the line.
Well, that would have been a run and a 2-base hit.
We're looking at it again on the in-house, and
picked up chalk.
Yes, it did. That's got enough chalk. I don't know what Jim did not see.
You could
sunglasses. Can't be wearing sunglasses. How can you see the white chalk with wearing sunglasses? Come on, Jimmy.
So the 0-2 to Rosales on the way by Davis in the dirt. A breaking ball, and it's blocked by Jaso. And the count 1-2.
Now, if you had those skiing sunglasses that brightens up everything, fair ball. Just too dark.
So the 1-2 pitch on the way. Here it is by Davis, and it's taken outside. Went back to the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. What if those were prescription sunglasses?
Still, you can get the skiing. You figure out the way the sun is, how bright it is, what kind of. It's probably going to the dark glasses because of the bright sun today. I hope they're not prescription.
Here's the 2-2 delivery. Runner at third on the way, swung on, foul back. Do you know how long it took in baseball, Ray, for an umpire even to admit that he had a problem with his vision and showed up at a ball game wearing glasses?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago, relatively speaking. Rosales, the right-handed hitter, and the 2-2 delivery. A's leading 2-0, and here it is, swung on a fly ball to center. Playable for B.J. Upton, back about 3 steps. He's back there, and he makes the catch. Rosales flies out. The A's get 2 and leave 1, and after 1, it's 2-0 A's.
First baseman, number 23, Carlos Pena.
Carlos Pena leads off for Tampa Bay. Top of the second, the A's lead 2-0. Pena, Upton, and Burrell against Ben Sheets. Carlos is hitting just 196, and the pitch by Sheets is a breaking ball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike.
The best inning Ben Sheets can have is this one. Shutdown inning. And you talk about a confidence boost for him to be able to get that after his club scored him 2 in the first inning.
The other thing is he'd rather face Mr. Burrell with nobody on.
That's right.
So Carlos, a left-handed hitter, Sheets deals and misses outside in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. It looks like he's mixing his pitches. Doing a little more of that so far today.
And taking something off and not just hard curve, hard fastball.
So Bandit in the windup, the 4-time All-Star in the National League. Good pitch, a breaking ball for a strike, and the count 1-2 to Carlos Pena. Remember that Carlos, as we've been saying over the course of the 2 series, tied with Mark Teixeira, leading the American League in home runs with 39 a year ago, despite missing the last 25 games. Hit by a pitch on the hand by CC Sabathia on September 7th last year. A's play the outfield deep, and they're toward right. And Sheets deals to Carlos, and it's taken inside a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Some of the injury talk might be a little redundant if you were listening to us last night. We mentioned Coco Crisp has been cleared to resume baseball activity. It'll be a steady process. Right now he's swinging the bat, but taking, as they say, dry swings. Breaking ball missed somewhere. I'm not sure. Sheets frozen in his follow through.
Got to have that one.
3-2.
Hard curve ball, split the entire plate. And where Landon Powell caught it, forget about that. The plate is about 2 feet in front of him. So across the plate, definitely in the strike zone.
Here's the 3-2 delivery to Carlos. Swung on a miss, came back to the breaking ball and strikes him out. Good pitch. 1 away. Upton coming up. So Chris, when they talk about dry swings, it's actually just almost simulating hitting, swinging the bat, but not making contact with a baseball. And he'll graduate to hitting off a tee and then soft toss, and it won't be too long if things progress in the normal course of things for Coco before he'll be cleared to go out on a rehab assignment. B.J. Upton takes a strike and the count 0-1. Kurt Suzuki is getting very close to that happening. He did a lot of work in the cages before the ball game today. Upton, it's a line drive to center that's going to sink for a base hit. So Upton with a single to center. The Rays have their second hit, and Pat Burrell is coming up with the A's leading 2-0. Suzuki will take live BP before the ball game tomorrow, and he might go out on a rehab assignment as early as the first of next week.
Well, he talked about going to Arizona and doing his rehab, but he felt so good that he decided to stay here. But even if he'd gone to Arizona, he looked at Monday, Tuesday as a possible rehab, and then maybe join the club in Texas as early as Wednesday.
So a single to center by Upton, the second hit for Tampa Bay. The A's are leading 2-0, and a throw to first, not in time. And it works out conveniently for the A's because the A's AAA Sacramento Ball Club begins a 4-game series in Oklahoma City, the Rangers AAA club, on Tuesday night. And as Vince said last night, that's just about a 3-hour drive down to Arlington. Runner going, and a ground ball to short. So Rosales has one play to first in time for the out. Upton was running, and Pat Burrell 8 for 19 with 3 home runs lifetime against Ben Sheets, bounces out. So the runner goes to second, 2 out, top of the second, 2-0 A's, and that'll bring up John Jaso.
1956. Robert Buon able to pull the information together. Ed Rommel and Frank Umont broke a long-standing taboo by becoming the first umpires to wear eyeglasses on the field.
Frank Umont, he worked in the American League for a long time, didn't he, Ray?
Thank you, Robert.
Right back behind you. So Jaso takes a strike on the inside corner. This is the guy that killed the A's down in St. Pete. He was 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs against the A's in that 2-game series. Upton leads at second. Sheets third base side of the rubber. Now the pitch by Ben, the high set, turn, and a bluff, and back to second goes Upton. Ben Sheets, #1 pick of Milwaukee in '99. 6'1", 195 from Louisiana. Here's the backward glance at second. Now ready. Runner goes to third. A check swing. Pitch taken for a ball, and they appeal to third. No swing, and Upton steals third base. So on a check swing, and Powell couldn't handle the ball cleanly, and Upton got a huge jump off of second, and Upton steals third.
I don't know that Landon Powell would have thrown anyway. Huge jump. They were not holding him at second base, so an easy bag to steal.
That's his 7th steal of the year. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's swung on and blew back a short into short left field for a base hit, and Upton scores from third, and Jaso hurts the A's again. He goes the other way, and it's 2-1 Athletics. So John Jaso, a blooping single to left, right between the shortstop Rosales going out and the left fielder Patterson coming in. And the 11th RBI of the year for Jaso. And that'll bring up Reed Brignac, who's playing at second base today. And Sheets delivers to Brignac, a fastball high and outside, 1-0. Brignac delivered an RBI single late in the ball game in the 9th inning last night, as Tampa Bay beat the A's 4-1. The pitch by Sheets to Brignac is taken inside, and the count 2-0. Brett Anderson did some throwing before the ball game yesterday, did about 30 tosses out in the outfield. And the A's are guardedly optimistic about Brett. Here's the 2-0, take in low, 3-0, that he might be able to pitch by the end of the month. You don't really know about those things, Ray, until the pitcher really gets up on the mound and throws a bullpen session.
Well, and they're going to take it very easy and make sure he's 100% when he does come back.
And the pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Maybe we'll just have a big party when all these guys return from the disabled list.
Yeah.
Just make it at one time.
2 out, runner at first, 2-1 A's, top of the second at the Coliseum. And the pitch by Sheets, the runner goes, it's taken high, and Brignac walks. So now the Rays have a chance for a pretty big inning as they have 2 on and 2 out, and Jason Bartlett's coming up, and Bartlett this year, one of the best hitters in baseball, runners in scoring position, hitting .440 at 11 for 25. A right-handed hitter. He flied to right leading off the ball game. A's 2 runs on 3 hits. Tampa Bay a run on 3 hits and an error. Jaso's at second. Brignac's at first. Bartlett's a right-handed hitter. Sheets throws. It's lined down the left field line. Hooking fair in the corner. 1 run is in. Brignac's to third. They're going to hold him at third on a double down the left field line. Now they throw back to Kuzminoff, and Brignac dives back to third. Stopping at second is Bartlett, and the ball game is tied up at 2-2. And Bartlett again with runners in scoring position.
And a curveball again, and a hanging curveball, belt high. And I think for Ben Sheets, where he is starting the curveball maybe higher than what we have seen even in spring training when he had some real sharp biting curves that were starting lower and ending up almost on the ground in the dirt. But these are just being left up too much.
So Jaso scored on the play, and after rounding third, Brignac had to hustle back to the bag ahead of the throw to Kuzminoff. Kurt Young goes to the mound briefly. 12 for 26 for the leadoff hitter Bartlett with runners in scoring position. Of course, he was an all-star last year. He's an awfully good player. So is this guy, Carl Crawford, who flied to left in the first. 2-2 tie, runners at second and third. And the pitch by Sheets. Taken low and outside, a fastball on the count, 1-0. Crawford is 9 for 20 with runners in scoring position. So Sheets checks to get his sign. And the pitch, and it's swung on a fly ball to center, playable for Gross. Coming in a couple of steps, Gabe Gross is right there, and he makes the catch. So the Rays get 2 and they leave 2, and after 1.5, it's the A's 2 and Tampa Bay 2.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning for the Athletics, and batting in the 7th position, center fielder, number 18, Gabe Gross.
2-2 tie, bottom of the second. The A's come up against Wade Davis with the bottom third of the order. Gross, Powell, and Patterson. Gross, a left-handed hitter, the former Ray, and he swings and fouls it back out of play. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error for the Rays. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the A's. We'd love to see you here tomorrow as the homestand comes to an end. Good pitching matchup. Dallas Braden against James Shields. Outfield toward left. Gross, a left-handed hitter, batting .227. And here's the pitch by Davis inside, and the count 1-1. Tampa Bay Rays entering play today after 29 games with a record of 22-7 had allowed only 86 runs. You have to go back 29 years to the 1981 A's under Billy Martin, Ray. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Taken low, 2-1. The last time an American League team allowed as few as 86 runs after 29 games, you have to go back to 81, and that A's ball club for Billy Martin, they allowed only 63 runs. Here's the 2-1 pitch, dribble down the first base line. Can you imagine that? They had allowed 63 runs in 81 here after 29 games, and they had 4 starting pitchers. Brian Kingman, Matt Keogh, Steve McCatty, and Mike Norris all had ERAs after 29 games of 2.12 or lower.
And no reliever was used in the first 29 games. They all pitched complete games.
That's not far from the truth. So here's the 2-2 to Gross. Swung on, bounce to the hole, dive into his right backhand. Bartlett gets up, throws to first, too late. And Gross has an infield single. Great try by Bartlett going to his right. Gabe Gross can still run pretty well. So Gross has an infield single, and the A's have their 4th hit. But how about these ERAs back in 81, Ray?
Position, the catcher, number 35, Landon Howell.
After 29 games that year, Brian Kingman had a 1.56. Matt Keogh had a 1.72. Steve McCatty had a 1.93, and Mike Norris had a 2.12.
Poor Mike.
Yeah. So here's Landon Powell, a switch hitter batting left, and he takes outside 1-0 in a 2-2 tie. So Powell steps out, checks with Gallego. Gross at first, takes his lead. Pena holding on the bag as Wade Davis, glove on his left hip, checks to get his sign. Center fielder Upton's a couple of steps toward left center. The outfield's playing toward left, and now the pitch to Powell is taken for a strike, 1-1. The A's, and I guess the terminology is guardedly optimistic on the Dukeshire front, that he might be able to start for the A's against the Angels a week from today. After receiving the cortisone shot on Wednesday, now time is called. Duke's going to give it a try, do some throwing in a couple of days, and then see how he feels. The A's won't need a 5th starter until a week from today because of the off day on Monday. Here's the set, ready now, and the pitch by Davis, taken outside, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Mark Ellis is still rehabbing down in Arizona. He's making progress, but it's going to be a while for Mark. 2-1. Gross leads at first. Davis the set, down to the belt, and throws, and it's taken high and outside. Now the count 3 balls and 1 strike. The A's had 3 hits in the bottom of the first. They got singles by Pennington and Sweeney, a double by Kuzminoff, a sac fly by Chavez. Might have had a double by Rosales, but the call by Jim Joyce denied the A's that 2-base hit. Here's the set by Davis, ready now. And the 3-1 to Landon Powell is low, and the A's have something going. So Powell walks, and the A's have first and second. And nobody out, and Patterson's coming up. Sacrifice here? Wow.
Not a bad call because you turn it back to the top. But Landon Powell doesn't run well from first. They have to hope that if Patterson does bunt, they would concentrate more on Patterson and worry about him beating out a bunt.
Of course, the Rays know that, so they might go after the back runner.
Exactly.
So Gross at second, Powell at first, tied up at 2. The Rays are thinking sacrifice as Carlos Pena's in on the grass at first. Same at third with Longoria. 2-2 tie, nobody out, bond over the second. Davis sets at the belt. Here's the backward glance. Now ready, kicks. Patterson going to swing away and fouls it back, and it's 0-1.
Given the A's are facing the team that scored the most runs in the league, I don't think they want to be giving away any outs. They need as many swings as possible. Your dibs have arrived, Ray, so we finally got some good luck in the booth.
Capricorn, too.
Yeah.
Entering play today, the Rays had scored exactly twice as many runs as they had given up. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Patterson by Wade Davis. Swung on, foul back, and the count 0-2. So Texas leads the A's by a game. The Angels are 3.5 back, and Seattle's back by 4.5. Jared Weaver had a no-hitter broken up with 2 out in the 7th inning last night by Ken Griffey Jr. The Angels broke their 7-game losing streak and beat Seattle 8-0, and the Mariners have lost 7 straight. Boy, they are really reeling. 0-2. The runners lead from first and second. Davis throws, and it's foul back by Patterson. A fastball, and the count holds.
I don't know how Seattle can find other ways to exploit the bobblehead, but Ken Griffey, the slide, 1995, that was the giveaway last night. I think they're running out of opportunities.
That's right.
And they had 37,000.
Yeah.
Outfield toward left. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. The runners lead. And now the 0-2. Davis throws, and it's taken just low and outside, 1-2.
Well, it looks like the Angels are using as many catchers as the A's. That Mike Buddy caught last night. And they've got Mathis on the DL and Wilson. He was crushed by Teixeira.
Bobby Wilson. That was the play that you took umbrage with.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2 on the way. Davis throws, and Patterson swings and misses on a breaking ball in the dirt. So Patterson strikes out. 1 out, and Pennington's coming up. Well, there are people who think, and looking at the Angels scuffling, that their pitchers really miss Jeff Mathis.
Well, that's the reason he has been catching, or was catching the most, instead of Mike Napoli, just because he handles the pitchers much better. Much better defensive catcher. Doesn't have the offensive pop that Napoli does. But yeah, you could, well, nothing against the A's catchers, but Kurt Suzuki has been such a strong presence for the A's behind the plate.
Here's the pitch, and it's taken inside for a ball on the count, 1-0. Well, I don't have to tell you this. You've got to be a catcher first.
That's right.
And a hitter second back there. So Gross leads at second. Powell from first. We're tied up at 2 in the bottom of the second. Wade Davis to the plate, and it's inside. Now the count 2-0 to Pennington, who is 1 for 1 today. Really a solid year. He's batting .275, 16 RBIs. He's 3 for 4 lifetime against Davis. And now Jim Hickey, the pitching coach of the Rays, goes to the mound. Angels and Mariners playing tonight. Joe Saunders against Doug Fister. They had a rainout in Cleveland yesterday. They were able to complete their ball game today. 51 degrees at first pitch and 30-mile-an-hour winds on the lakefront in Cleveland. And the Tigers broke a 3-game losing streak and dealt the Indians their 5th consecutive loss. Justin Verlander got the win. 6-4, the Tigers beat Cleveland. Kerry Wood has just come off the DL. He was the losing pitcher in that game.
And it's amazing. The Twins went 30 years without a rainout, and they finally had their first yesterday. It's incredible.
It's amazing that would happen.
Wow.
Here's the 2-0 to Pennington on the way. 2 on and 1 out. He takes outside 3-0. Well, they actually had a snow out in the Metrodome.
Roof collapse?
Yeah, I think it was 19, because the last rainout at the old net in Bloomington was in 1980. They were playing the White Sox in September of 80. Here's the 3-0 pitch, in for a strike, but they had snow, I think it was 82, and the roof collapsed at the Dome.
Too heavy on the Teflon.
Yeah. Hitting room in right center. Runners at first and second for the A's, and the pitch to Pennington by Wade Davis. The pause, he's ready, he throws, and it's taken for a strike at the knees. A fastball, now it's 3-2. So big pitch right here. Gross at second, Powell at first. Gross single, Powell walk. Patterson struck out. Center fielder Upton is well over toward left center. Shallow and left, shaded toward the line is Crawford. And now the stretch, and the 3-2 pitch on the way, high and outside. So now the bases are loaded, and Barton is coming up.
.53 pitches for Wade Davis.
And Barton's coming up. Well, he's given up 4 hits and he's walked 2, both in this inning. Gross at third, Powell at second, Pennington's at first, and here's Barton. He struck out in the first. Infield playing double play depth. The pitch to Barton on the way by Davis is a strike. Breaking ball in the outside corner, 0-1. Gross is over at third. Powell at second. Pennington's at first. The outfield is straight up, except in left. Crawford a step toward the line. Left-handed hitter with an open stance deep in the box. Davis, third base side of the rubber. Now the 0-1 delivery, and that's in the dirt. And the count 1-1.
And a cross-up.
They're playing a day-night doubleheader today in Minnesota. They've completed the first game. It was 43 degrees at first pitch, and the Orioles beat the Twins 7-3. Bases loaded, a 2-2 tie in the second. And Davis throws, and Barton hits a high fly ball left field, playable for Crawford. That should be deep enough. He's there to make the catch. Gross tags at third to score. Holding at second is Powell. Pennington holds at first. A sac fly to left by Barton, and the A's reclaim the lead. It's 3-2 Athletics.
Yeah, both Sweeney and Barton with a runner at third, less than 2 outs, just staying back and opposite field hitting. One for a hit, one a sac fly. Pitcher hoping for a rollover to get a ground ball, but at that point Barton stays back as well as anybody.
So that'll bring up Sweeney, who's 1 for 1. And here's the pitch by Davis on the way, and it's taken high inside. Sac flies are big, and the Athletics lead the American League now. They have a dozen sac flies for the year.
It's just a great position, great hitting, and Jim Scanlon, of course, talks about that every day during batting practice.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Taken for a strike, and so many of the little things add up, right? During the course of it, we talked about Longoria tagging last time. If you try to focus on doing all those little things, little subtle things in the course of a game, you might get yourself 4 or 5 wins.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-1 delivery by Davis, and Sweeney hits a drive down the left field line. Long run for Crawford. He's going to get there at the base of the track in fair territory, and he makes the catch. Sweeney flies out, but the A's take the lead. And after 2 complete, the A's lead Tampa Bay 3-2. After 2, the Athletics lead the Rays 3-2. Third inning, here's Vince.
Ben Zobrist standing in, switch hitter, batting from the left side against Ben Sheets. He swings and drives one to left, sending Patterson back, but he's going to have room. Reaches above the cap, makes the grab in front of the out-of-town scoreboard. That's a good start. 1 pitch and 1 out with the lead for the second time for Ben Sheets. 3-2 Oakland. And now here comes Evan Longoria. Hit into a force play back in the first inning. I know these guys have really bonded well together under Joe Madden. They've had those different types of road trips, the Johnny Cash trip and the wear all white trip and such. Right now they got the haircut thing going again, the mohawk thing. Have you seen Evan Longoria?
Yes, I have.
Pitch on the inside corner, a called strike. Let's put it this way. If he had the same haircut when they filmed the commercial, the hat commercial that he has now, they would not have filmed the hat commercial. The 0-1 off the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. But it is a credit to their affable manager Joe Madden, and Longoria is just turning into a special player. He looks at a fastball over the inside corner, and Ben is ahead of him at a ball and 2 strikes.
Good changeup outside, missing for a ball, but yet it was an 84-mile-an-hour changeup. Came back, good location, fastball inside for a strike.
The pitch on the way, curve in the dirt outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I like Joe Madden last year with the Johnny Cash. When he dyed his hair black. I think
must be nice to dye it any color. And the next pitch, breaking ball outside corner, freezes Longoria, and he is gone a-looking. That's the first K today for Ben Sheets, working with a 3-2 lead. He's 2/3 of the way to getting one of those necessary and needed shutdown innings, but he's got to get through Carlos Pena right now.
Fastball inside, and then back-to-back curveballs. One bounced, and the next one caught the plate, according to Todd Tishner.
Carlos Pena, a streaky hitter, and right now the A's have got him at the right time when things have not gone his way. Pitch on the way, he swings and skies one out of play off to the left. Kuzminoff takes a look as it lands back in the seats for strike 1. Pena is just 1 for his last 31 at the plate. He's 0 for 5 in this series. But you're going to look up at some point and you're going to see him go on a tear. That's been the case in the past, and no different last year. The next delivery up and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tied with Teixeira for the league lead in home runs. Talking about Carlos. Outfield deep. They play him to pull, and the pitch on the way. Up and in. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. His season ended last year on September 7th with that broken hand, courtesy of a CC Sabathia pitch. Missed the last 25 games and still tied for the team lead, or the league lead in home runs. 2-1 delivery, a fastball up above the belts. Behind a struggling Pena at 3 balls and a strike as Sheets tries to protect a 3-2 lead.
They got the first 2 outs in the first inning, then a single. Of course, last inning, we know what happened there, but I'd like to get the 3rd out. 1, 2, 3.
3-1 fastball rides back over the inside corner. It's going to fill the count on Pena. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ben has walked 1, and it was a key batter. It was a 2-out walk to the 9-hitter, Reed Brignac, last inning, and he has K'd 1. All-time strikeout leader in Brewers history. 3-2 pitch, swung on, fly ball right center field, not deep. Charging in for it is Gross along with Sweeney, who's going to take it. It's Gross crossing in front of Sweeney, and there is a 1-2-3 frame for Ben Sheets and a much-needed shutdown inning. On to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 3-2 Oakland.
Kevin Kuzminoff stands in. First pitch from Wade Davis, down and away, ball one. The right-hand hitting third baseman for the Athletics. He doubled his first time up. It was his 5th double of the year. A's leading at 3-2. He swings and misses at a backup slider. Came up and in. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to keep Kuzminoff hot and hope that he can bunch some hits together. Continue to build the RBI total. The 1-1 pitch. Hit out a play off to the right. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has produced runs in the past. Drove an 88 last year with San Diego, a team that didn't score a whole lot of runs. And 84 the year before. He's got Chavez and Rosales behind him. Action beginning in the bullpen for Tampa Bay. A swing and a miss. He's late on the fastball. And he's down on strikes. That is the 3rd K for Davis. Ben Sheets actually has K'd 2 today, getting Pena in the 2nd and Longoria in the 3rd. Now here's Eric Chavez, his sacrifice fly back in the 1st inning. Led to the A's 2nd run, giving him 7 RBIs. He swings at a curve, mishits it, and cues it up the 3rd baseline. Charging in Longoria, bare hands, but has no throw, and that'll be an infield hit for Chavez. As he said in this morning's San Francisco Chronicle, calling himself out, knowing that he is relied upon for production in the middle of the lineup, and knowing that hitting 220 really does not cut it. I guess he'll take anything to hope to kind of get things jump started.
Absolutely. That is Andy Sonstein throwing in the Rays bullpen. I don't know if it's just because of the pitch count or.
He certainly is not as sharp as he clearly was in his last outing with 7 shutout innings against Kansas City. Davis readies. The big right-hander from Marlboro, New York, comes to the plate, and his fastball is too tight. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the A's radio network. Ball 1 to Rosales, the A's 2nd baseman. Here's the pitch. A slider way outside, backhanded by Jaso. That's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on this Saturday at the Coliseum with Ken Korak and Ray Fosse. Vince Cotroneo with you. Oakland in front 3-2. They've out-hit the Rays 5-4. Chavez is short lead at first. 2 balls, no strikes to Rosales, the pitch. Swung on line toward right. Coming in for it is Zobrist. It hangs up long enough and he'll make the catch. And that is the 2nd out. And that'll bring Gabe Gross, the former Ray, to the plate. Gabe last year with Tampa Bay, 6 homers, 36 driven in. The year before, when he came over from Milwaukee in April of that season, he had 13 home runs for Tampa Bay. Rajay Davis getting the first portion of today's game off, as he does not get the start. Raj batting .236 on the year. His 6-game hitting streak came to a close last night. The set by Davis, the pitch, fastball, fly ball right center field. Zobrist moving over toward the alley with plenty of room. He'll squeeze it. The A's are done in the 3rd. No runs, a hit and a man left. On to the 4th. It's 3-2 Oakland.
for Tampa Bay, number 2, B.J. Upton.
Whoever that is. B.J. Upton standing in, facing Ben Sheets. First pitch breaking ball over the inside corner, strike one. 3-2 Oakland in the top of the fourth inning. Upton singled, stole third, and scored in the two-run second for Tampa Bay. Upton's first hit in the series. A very talented young center fielder. He takes down and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. He began his career on the infield, in fact, at shortstop, and back when he was working his way up through the system, he was going to work with Ron Washington one offseason on his infield skills. He tries to check a swing. He fouls one off to the right on the 1-1 pitch, and it's now a ball and 2 strikes.
They moved him everywhere and finally has found a home in center field. Very strong arm, speed, just great jumps on balls hit to him.
The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Good breaking ball down and away. Got him a chase. He's gone on strikes. That's 3 for Sheets, pitching with the 1-run lead, and for Upton his 27th strikeout. Remember the play he made several years ago when he was still in the infield on Nick Swisher? From the seat of his pants, he threw him out from deep short. I mean, he's got some tremendous skills. His brother does as well, and he was rewarded, his brother Justin, with a long-term deal from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now here's Pat Burrell. Bouncing ball to short his first time up. Ben delivers a good curve, and it's over for strike 1.
Some very hard, sharp-breaking curveballs from Ben today, which is great to see.
More of those than probably we've seen in any of his other starts to this point. His 0-1 changeup to the outside corner. Good pitch. Almost like a BP fastball there. A dead fish, and it's 0-2.
And what's really encouraging, he is chewing his gum and not hesitating one bit. You know, a lot of times, guys.
0-2 pitch, little too tight on Burrell under his hands, and it's 1-2.
You got to watch guys at times when they're chewing gum, they stop chewing when they're getting a sign, but he just keeps going. So he's got it all working today.
1-2 offered, breaking ball down and away. Burrell had a notion, pulled back in time. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
About Ben too, he does not waste any time. He gets up on the mound, gets the ball, gets the sign, and lets it go.
He does all the things in that regard that make you appreciate him as a pitcher. Fastball to the outside corner at the knees, and down and looking goes Burrell. Back-to-back Ks here for Sheets. 3 of the last 4 hitters have gone down via that route, and here comes John Jaso.
Well, great sequence of pitches working well together. Landon Powell and Ben Sheets, and well, mixing all the pitches up that we've really not seen a lot of so far this year until today.
Jaso stands in, flared a base hit the other way. He swings and pulls one hard, but foul down the right side over the Rays bullpen for strike 1. And Jaso picked up the RBI on that base hit in the second, his 11th of the year. The 1-strike pitch, change up down low, 1 ball and 1 strike. He's a left-hand batter playing in his 14th game for Tampa Bay. And feeling the good karma being a part of this Rays club. A fastball high, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Great position to be a catcher because unfortunately the injuries that occur to the catchers.
2-1, fastball high, 3 balls and a strike. It has been quite an off first half for catching around baseball. Of course, the A's have been bitten by it as well, with Kurt Suzuki on the DL. 3-1, fastball high, and again, one of those missteps, a 2-out walk to the 8th batter. It was the undoing last night for Gio Gonzalez in that 2-run 7th inning when he walked a 164 hitter, Deoner Navarro, and then made a poor pitch to Sean Rodriguez and put Rajai Davis in one of the most unenviable positions for any center fielder. A line drive hit right at him, and he took an initial step in, tried to recover, couldn't get to the baseball in time. Pitch on the way. Strike on the inside corner, a fastball, and it's 0-1, and it turned a 1-0 A's deficit to a 3-0 deficit. And the way David Price was going to that point, it was going to be even more difficult to come back, and they didn't, with the Rays winning 4-1. Sheets back to the stretch. Reddy's at the letters. Holds and now fires. Swing and a miss. Brignac cutting over the changeup for strike 2. St. Amant High School in Louisiana. Both he and Sheets are graduates.
Andy Sheets went there. Kim Batiste, who used to be an infielder with the Phillies, also attended that school and went on to Major League Baseball. 0-2 pitch. And the dirt kicks away from Powell on a curve down and away. It's going to move Jaso to second base on a wild pitch. The count to Brignac now is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, the way the Rays are going, they have to be saying, well, a couple of strikeouts, a walk, a wild pitch, runner in scoring position, down by a run. They figure they're going to score a run here. I mean, this is just the way sometimes it works for a ball club when you're playing so well. So Ben is ahead of the count, chance to put him away and thwart that effort.
Game set now, steps off, wiping some sweat from his brow, rubs up the baseball. Well, sometimes you're fortunate you play teams at certain stages of the year and you say, boy, you're lucky to catch them at that time. That's not the case with Tampa Bay because they've continued to stay hot. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, heartbreaking ball down and in. And he strikes out the side. He's got 5 on the day. In the 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. A man left. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Oakland still leads Tampa Bay 3-2.
The catcher, number 35, Powell.
Bottom of the 4th inning, and the A's following the impressive pitching by Ben Sheets in the top of the inning try to extend their 3-2 lead as Landon Powell stands in against the Wade Davis. The big righty's pitch off the outside corner for ball 1. Dallas Braden tomorrow for the A's against James Shields at 105. 1-0 offer. Swung on, fouled at the plate, a changeup. Shields tries to join Matt Garza as a 5-game winner in the league. Garza is 5-1. Not the same for Francisco Liriano. Finally suffered a defeat today as Baltimore won that game 7-3 behind Jeremy Guthrie. 1-1 change inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Part of the Big O Tires Road Report. Detroit ends a 3-game slide behind Justin Verlander. They beat Cleveland 6-4. Kerry Wood takes the loss. Jose Valverde to save. 2 more RBIs for Mr. Cabrera. He's got 32 to lead the league. 2-1 pitch. Fastball at the knees, a called strike. And it's 2-2. The Yankees trying to win their 6th in a row. They lead Boston 6-3. That is in the bottom of the 5th inning. Darnell McDonald and Victor Martinez with home runs for the Red Sox. That's Sabathia against Buchholz. 2-2 pitch. Change over but low. Ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Red Sox, Ray, are 1-7 against the Yankees and the Rays so far this year. They find themselves with 6.5 back already. 7.5 back. A swing and a roller on the right side of the second baseman. Brignac has it on the first, and there's 1 out. In store online, Big O Tires offers low prices on name brand tires every time. Tires service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust. See BigO.com or call 1-800-NEW-TIRE for prices and the Big O Tires store nearest you.
Everything else in the American League will be later on, including the red-hot Blue Jays, who've won 6 in a row behind Brett Cecil tonight. Texas in first place in the West, hosting Kansas City. The Angels at Seattle. Curveball in there to Patterson for strike one. Seattle has dropped 7 in a row. They were blanked again last night. The ERA leader Doug Fister against Joe Saunders tonight. Fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 15,493 today at the Coliseum on Armed Forces Day and Andrew Bailey Bobblehead Day. That was courtesy of Chevron Extra Mile. 2 balls and a strike as a curve misses outside from Davis. About 700 tickets were bought by members of the Armed Forces and had a chance to have a meet and greet with all branches of the Armed Forces down on the field with many of the A's players. 2-1 pitch off the plate outside. 3 balls and a strike. They all received a commemorative coin from the A's. And of course, our heartfelt thanks for all that they do to ensure our freedoms. 3-1 pitch, sky to right center field. Zobrist moving over. He's going to have a play. Reaching back for a fence that he's not even close to. And he makes the grab. That was unique, seeing Zobrist kind of, I think, what? Wait a minute. Is the wall? Am I that close to the wall? No, Ben, you're about 30 feet in front of him.
Well,
2 outs.
He's thinking about the wind blowing again, and then maybe that the ball was going to keep carrying.
He was thinking about Kuzmanov's ball earlier.
You know, the thing about the Rays that come in here, they feel wind. They don't do it for 81 games at home. There's no wind effect there.
Where are the catwalks?
Yeah.
First pitch to Pennington, down and away, ball 1. He has singled and scored a run, and he has walked, and that is exactly what you want from the top of your lineup. A's leading at 3-2. The pitch inside. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Sonnenstein not loosening anymore in the bullpen for Tampa Bay. Davis's pitch count up to 81. That's not very good at this stage of the contest. Fastball strike on the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
But you'd have to think, though, with the Tampa Bay Rays going to Seattle, Oakland, and Anaheim for a road trip, all outdoor baseball, good weather.
Next pitch, curve, stays up to Pennington. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike.
The only thing about that is for years they couldn't win in those places.
Well, it's a little different for them now, and I think they're enjoying this outdoor baseball.
3-1 pitch, swung on late, fouled back. They won only 32 games on the road last year. Of course, as we've chronicled throughout this series, they are an incredible 13-1 on the road this year. 2 outs, nobody on for the A's.
Just saying, so 2 years ago, their all-time winning percentage on the West Coast was .333.
3-3-3.
That's good. You're good if you're a hitter.
You would have loved that, right?
3-2 pitch driven toward left center field. Upton gliding back, still moving toward the track, reaching back for the wall, and right near the athletic script on the wall is where he hauls it in, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across onto the 5th, and it's 3-2 Oakland. We've got 4 innings of the books. Ben Sheets working with a 3-2 lead. On to the 5th. Here's Ken.
Top of the order for the Rays. Jason Bartlett leads it off for Tampa Bay against Sheets. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken high, 1-0. Bartlett, Crawford, and Zobrist. Bartlett's 1 for 2. He's fly to right. Then he delivered the RBI double in the second. Kuzman off edge of the grass at third, and there is a strike on the inside corner, and the count 1-1. Jason Bartlett, an all-star in the American League a year ago. In the leadoff spot last year, his on-base percentage was .398. Inside for a ball at 2-1. In the American League, only Derek Jeter had a better on-base percentage from the leadoff spot a year ago. Jeter's was .409. Sheets deals. It's a ground ball to third. Right there, taken by Kuzminoff. Fires to first for the out. Bartlett's out 5-3. Crawford's coming up, and Crawford is 0 for 2. 3 runs on 5 hits for the A's. 2, 4, and 1 for Tampa Bay.
And there's no doubt how you're going to pitch to Jason Bartlett is just get the guys out in front of him. Don't put him up there with runners in scoring position. He is outstanding in that situation.
Yeah, he's below the Mendoza line with nobody on. Here is Crawford taking a strike in the count 0-1. Ben Sheets is really pitching today, Ray.
Well, he's getting a nice rhythm, which is great, and very confident in the pitches he's making.
Here's the pitch by Ben, and Crawford swings and misses. He's mixing his pitches. He's changing speeds up, down. He's working in and out. He's really pitching today. 0-2 the count. Now time is called by Crawford. Zobrist is on deck. Here's the pitch by Sheets on the way. It's taken in the dirt, and the count 1-2. A's leading 3-2 in the 5th. Final game of the series coming up tomorrow. Dallas Braden against James Shields.
Mother's Day. What a great opportunity for the great fans. The Mother's Day. Hey, I want a gift. I want to go to the ball game.
Yeah, go to a ball game. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and he goes in a breaking ball in the dirt. Crawford strikes out. He's 0 for 3 with the K, and Zobrist is coming up. A little promotion regarding Dallas Braden in the 209 tomorrow. Ray?
Perfect, yeah. Finally worked it out. Section 209. Which, of course, Stockton, California, area code 209, his home.
Plaza level tickets in section 209 are discounted to $12 tomorrow. Half price discount from the original price. Braden is asking fans from his hometown and the surrounding areas to cheer him on tomorrow as they sit in the section that correlates with Stockton's area code 209.
A nice section behind the first base dugout, just between the. Slow down, Ben.
Yeah. 2 balls and 1 strike to Zobrist. Go ahead, Ray.
Between the dugout and the bullpen, the plaza level, section 209, which are great viewing. You can look across into the A's dugout and, of course, watch Dallas Braden perform on the mound.
So the pitch is bounced to first, taken there wide of the bag, and Barton goes to the bag, and Sheets has a 1-2-3 5th inning. And halfway through our ball game today, after 4.5, it's 3-2 in favor of the A's. Tampa Bay. Derek Barton leads it off for the A's. It'll be Barton, Sweeney, and Kuzminoff against Wade Davis. Left-handed hitter, the right-handed throwing Davis delivers inside for a ball, 1-0. Again, that deal for tomorrow in the section that correlates with Dallas Braden's area code in Stockton, 209. Half-price tickets available in section 209 here at the ballpark, discounted at $12. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Barton inside, 2 balls and no strikes. You can actually get tickets right now in the section 209 by going online to oaklandathletics.com/209. And Barton, it's a fly ball to right, playable for Zobrist, is angling toward right center. He's there to make the catch. And for tomorrow, Foss, for the ball game tomorrow, a special deal that each ticketed fan in section 209 will get a Braden autograph photo card.
Beautiful. I know Dallas is one. Said he was signing a lot of them. And I think just as important to make sure the fans who come to the game tomorrow get here before Dallas takes the mound, because one of the most exciting things when he pitches here at the Coliseum.
Sweeney takes low, 1-0.
Diamond Vision.
Yeah.
Area code 209. They got a group. Stockton 209. And you watch Dallas, he just runs out there, grabs the ball, and usually has a great effort.
3-2 in favor of the A's. Sweeney fouls it off, left side out of play, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Lance Cormier, a right-hander, is throwing in the bullpen for Tampa Bay. This will be the 91st pitch by Wade Davis, inside for a ball at 2-1. The other day I was listening to an interview with Stuart Sternberg, who's the principal owner of the Rays, and one of the things he was talking about was when he went to watch his ball club in the spring this year. Is a line drive down the left field line, slicing, a dive by Crawford. He can't get it. It's by him and going to the wall. Sweeney is to second, streaking around second. He's going to third. Gallego's going to hold him there, and a triple down the left field line by Ryan Sweeney. A do-or-die try by Carl Crawford, and he couldn't make the play.
And if Carl Crawford can't make the play, nobody can. He's like Ricky Henderson with the left-hand thrower glove on the right hand. But I think in this case, his speed, he went after the ball, and it was going to get by him regardless. So I think he just made a diving effort to try to knock the ball down. Tremendous acceleration to the ball, but he was not going to do anything except try to catch it, and I think it cost him.
So it's 3-2 A's. A runner at third with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, and Kuzminoff, who's doubled and struck out, is up. But Stuart Sternberg was talking about how the height of his starting rotation stood out. I guess literally stood out.
That's right.
I mean, these guys they got a basketball team.
Yeah, noted that in Tampa, exactly. That all of them are very tall.
Infield in. Here's the pitch for the runner at third. Swung on and fouled back by Kuzminoff, and the count 0-1. Jeff Neiman is 6'9". David Price is 6'6". Wade Davis is 6'5". Matt Garza is 6'4", and James Shields is 6'4".
Exactly.
Chavez on deck. Sweeney's over at third. The A's have 2 sac flies in the ball game.
Near the third.
Outfield slightly toward left, a gap in right center. Davis out of the stretch. Down to the belt. Here's the pitch to Kuzminoff, and that's taken low and outside. Now the count 1-1. Davis spent most of last year in AAA. He was called up, and he made 6 starts down the stretch last year for the Rays. He's working from the stretch. And here's the 1-1 delivery now, and Kuzminoff takes low and outside. Now the count 2-1. The Rangers play tonight. The Rangers hosting Kansas City again after Texas won 4-1 last night. And the Angels playing Seattle once again up in the Northwest tonight. Runner at third. Here's the 2-1 delivery now, and Kuzminoff pops it up. Short center field, a long run. Here's Upton coming on, still coming. He's there, and he makes the catch, and Sweeney has to hold at third. It was Upton's play because the infield was in. That ball wouldn't hit that far out in the center field, and Upton ran it down for the second out, and Chavez is coming up.
Well, there was no panic even from Upton. He knew he had it all the way, coming all the way into the infield. Just a tremendous speed. The ball got into the hands of Kuz, and he just could not get it deep enough.
They're the most athletic team in baseball.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
So here's Chavez, who has a sac fly and an infield single today, hitting at 229, 7 runs batted in. Now the infield plays back. A's leading 3-2 with 2 on the bottom of the 5th. Davis turns and throws, and Chavez swings and fouls it back. A fastball at 94 in the count 0-1. James Shields is 4-0 with a 3.15. And Braden 3-2 with a 4.14. That's tomorrow out here. Jaso sets up inside. Here's the pitch by Davis, and Chavez swings and misses. Fastball, no balls and 2 strikes. He's getting a lot of fastballs from Mr. Davis.
Kind of a carbon copy of his start against the A's in Tampa. Went just 5 innings in that game. He might go on with 5 today.
Now the 0-2 delivery with Sweeney over at third. Here it is, swung on in a high pop-up, short left field. The shortstop Bartlett is back fighting the sun a little bit. He's there and he makes the catch. Sweeney left at third. The A's fail to score, and after 5, it's 3-2 Athletics. Top half of the 6th inning, the A's lead Tampa Bay 3-2. Longoria leads off for the Rays against Sheets. The first pitch is fouled off his foot on a fastball, and that hurts, and down goes Longoria.
Sounds like a boxing match.
Yeah. Boy, that's smart, doesn't it? He wears that little protective device on his left shin as well.
But you don't have enough protection. That hit right above it.
Yep. Well, I think of Jermaine Dye in Game 4 of the playoffs in 2001 here. Yeah. Early in that ball game with El Duque pitching. He fouled it off right there, didn't he, Ray?
Yes, he did. And no protection, and he was done.
Broke his leg.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? I mean, it just must be.
Well, I think even if it hits on the shin guard, you're going to feel it. Just the impact. You got a 90+ mile-an-hour fastball, and it usually picks up speed off the bat.
And this guy is the cornerstone of this franchise.
Absolutely.
33 home runs a year ago, 44 doubles, 113 RBIs, pitch a ball, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he's well known around the game, too. I give the fans credit last year. Here's the pitch to Longoria, taken for a strike on the outside corner. In the All-Star balloting, you know, he got the 3rd most votes in the fan balloting. Derek Jeter was number 1, Joe Mauer number 2, Longoria number 3. A bouncing ball foul wide of third, 1-2 to Longoria.
Well, I think the fans realize with the short amount of time he's been in the big leagues, already has the video game cover and just so many things, and he's a very personal young man. Very intelligent.
Long Beach State, it's a ground ball down to short. Pennington is there, takes the convenient hop, guns it to first for the out. Longoria's out 6-3, and Ben Sheets is really on his game now. In fact, the last hit allowed by Sheets was the RBI double by Bartlett back in the second. 3-2 in favor of the A's in the sixth. And here's Carlos.
Look at Longoria, and granted his offense, what people look at, but he's at a position where you like to get home runs, but he's a Gold Glove third baseman. I mean, he's got the complete package and still very young, and he's going to be around a long, long time.
And with this ball club a long, long time. Well, he won the Gold Glove and the Silver Slugger last year. Swing and a miss by Pena, 0-1. Remember, early in his rookie year in 2008, he signed a 6-year contract. And option years that might take it through 9 years with Tampa Bay for Evan Longoria.
And he was very happy with it. No concerns about having good years and maybe losing money.
Here's the pitch now to Pena, taken for a ball. I remember you, I think you had him on a pregame show shortly after that, didn't you, Ray?
Yes, I did. And you can't blame him. Just like Brett Anderson, any of these guys that sign his long-term contracts, you know, they're set for life. And then the next contract they sign as a free agent, they'll take care of everybody.
Here is the pitch, swung on, bounced foul to the right.
Except us.
You can wait to make your $100 million.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, 28 or 29. Yeah. No, it's. I think it's very smart. You know, in both cases, or anybody that does that, and you know, it helps the club, it helps the players, and the player can go out and play without worrying about anything.
Where will Carlos Pena be next year? Here's the 1-2 delivery.
Biggest question is Carl Crawford.
Right.
I think he's the one that's going to be a tremendous demand. I think Carlos is probably, and I don't know for sure, but boy, he'd have to be happy to stay where he is.
And it's swung out and missed. A change up, down and away, and down he goes. Carlos is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, and man, is he scuffling.
The one thing that Carlos did when he first joined the Rays, I remember Joe Madden was talking to him about using the whole field, and especially the opposite field. Right now he's pulling off pitches that normally he would be hitting to left field. And once he gets locked in there, then the home runs will come naturally for him to pull the ball on the inside part of the plate.
Here's Upton taking inside 1-0. 3-2 A's. The Rays have 4 hits. The A's have 6 hits. We're playing in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on, foul back out of play, and the count 1-1. But with Carlos, they know that he's never going to be a 300 hitter, but they'd like at least, you know, 240. He's down around 190 now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up, foul, straight back, got a fastball right in on the hands of B.J. Upton.
That was the last year, the lowest batting average ever for a home run champ.
The lowest since Dave Kingman hit 204 when Kingman had 37 home runs in 1982.
Take the home runs and the runs batted in.
And the pitch. Waved at pitch in the dirt. Upton strikes out. 1-2-3 go the Rays in the 6th. To the bottom of the 6th, 3-2 Athletics. radio on the next road trip as the A's play the Rangers in a 3-game series beginning Tuesday night. Then the Angels in a 3-game set beginning on Friday. So 6 big games for the A's in the division. And then when the A's get back home, their first 2 games of the homestand on their next homestand will be against the Mariners. So back into the American League West for the green and gold. Lance Cormier, a right-hander, comes out of the bullpen. 3-2 A's. Rosales takes high, and it's 1-0. A's next homestand begins on Monday the 17th. They get Seattle for 2, the Tigers for 2, and then the Giants for 3. Here's the 1-0 to Rosales. Swung on and bounce left side. Charge at third. Longoria gloves it. Across the body. Throw high, and Pena comes across and takes the ball to the foul territory side. Out number 1, 5-3 on Rosales.
Well, Carlos Pena made it look so easy and simple, but that was a very good maneuver made by Carlos to come across the bag in front of the runner and keep his right foot on the bag. But that is something very special, and there's no doubt Evan Longoria got a little extra work after fouling the ball off his shin, his left shin. But Carlos can really move around the bag.
You come across like that, though, Ray, you're vulnerable with that runner coming in.
But he got through it quickly. Kind of dragged his foot across the bag.
Gabe Gross is 1 for 2. A left-handed hitter. Cormier delivers a strike on the outside corner. Cormier 2-1, a 4.22 ERA. Only his second appearance in the last 10 games for Tampa Bay. He led the Rays relievers last year in innings. 77 1/3 out of their bullpen. So Lance Cormier delivers, and a breaking ball bounce foul to the right. So the dawning of interleague play when the A's get back home. The Giants, a 3-game series, in the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. A's 3, Tampa Bay 2. Gross, a left-handed hitter. Here's the windup, and Cormier throws. It swung on a fly ball right center field. Zobrist, the right fielder, is going to get there, and he makes a running catch. 2 out. Landon Powell coming up. They're in a rain delay in Boston in the 5th inning at Fenway. The Yankees lead the Red Sox 6-3. Tigers beat Cleveland 6-4. In the first of 2, the Orioles beat Minnesota 7-3. You know, the Red Sox are 7.5 behind Tampa Bay.
They are. Yes, they are, and there's not anybody crying over it either, except maybe the Red Sox Nation.
Yeah. Now the pitch to Landon Powell, switch hitter batting left, a strike on the outside corner. 3-2 A's. Yeah, somebody is not going to make the postseason.
That's right.
Red Sox, Yankees, Rays. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and taken for a strike on the inside corner. 0-2. Going to be some good races around baseball this summer. The West is a muddled picture. Here's the pitch. Powell swings and misses. Down he goes off speed. The A's go down 1-2-3, and after 6, it's 3-2 Athletics. after 6, 3-2 A's, 7th inning. Here's Vince.
And Ben Sheets goes to work. First delivery to Pat Burrell, and he grounds it foul outside of third base for strike one. Ben has not allowed a hit since the second inning against the #1 offense, at least in terms of runs scored around here. Next delivery to Burrell, longtime adversary of Sheets from their National League days. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. John Jaso, Reed Brignac to follow. 1-1 curve, a beauty. It drops in below the belt for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Michael Wirtz already up and working in the Oakland bullpen. Was activated this week off the DL. 1-2 pitch, a fastball downstairs from the quick working Ben Sheets as he's delivered 96 pitches to this point.
Got a few first pitch strikes too, doesn't he?
He's got more than one, that's for sure. Here comes the 2-2 in the dirt, down and away of the breaking ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's faced what now? 25 batters, and he's got a first pitch strike to 21 of them. Now, I'm no expert, Ray.
That's great, though.
But that's way above average, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And not only a lot of first pitch strike, but quality first pitch strike.
That's the key.
Yeah, because he had a few last start that weren't that quality.
3-2. Fastball hit foul off to the right side over the Rays dugout. Count stays full. Yeah, it's one thing to say, well, I threw a lot of first pitch strikes. Well, where were those strikes? Were they put in play? Were they base hits? And to a certain extent, they did hurt him in his start against Toronto. Another payoff on the way. Curve stays up and in. That's ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Pat Burrell brings John Jaso to the plate. That's 3 walks allowed by Ben. He ends a string of 7 consecutive outs. He's K'd the most batters in a game, and it's 8 today. Certainly as an Athletic, the most he had prior as an A was 4, and it's the most since July of 2008 in a start against the Colorado Rockies. Now Landon Powell has been sent out to the mound to buy some time for Michael Wirtz.
Sean Rodriguez is pinch running for Pat the Bat.
It's a 1-run game. The A's lead at 3-2. Here's Jaso. He has been a fly in the ointment again for the Athletics. He has singled in a run and scored, and he has walked. No move yet by the A's manager Bob Guerin. And it appears he will stay in the dugout as Sheets blows a bubble, gets ready to go to work against the young catcher for Tampa Bay. A left-hand batter. The pitch, a fastball is high, and that's 1-0. The A's scored 2 runs at the bottom of the first inning. Back came Tampa Bay with a pair in their half of the second. And then Oakland taking the lead on a Derek Barton sacrifice fly in the bottom of the second, which is held up all the way to the top of the 7th inning. A turn and a throw back to first to keep Rodriguez close. Rodriguez does not have a steal. He's tried once. The Rays run a lot, but not very successful. They do have 28 steals, but they have been caught a high number of times, 13. Another turn and a throw to first, a little bit high. But Barton is there to make the catch. And again, the bottom third of the lineup here for Tampa Bay trying to cause some problems. They scored 3 of the 4 runs yesterday for the Rays in their 4-1 victory, with the Kepler and Zobrist out of the 7th spot and Navarro out of the 8th spot. The runner goes, the pitch fouled back. And Jaso swinging despite the fact that Rodriguez had a very good jump. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That's a break for Ben Sheets.
Yeah, I would have to think as a hit and run. Of course, a left-handed hitter, and you talk about the running, although they head down by Rodriguez as we're looking at the replay, which would indicate a straight steal versus a hit and run. But a left-handed hitter, the green light is given. Hitter can't see if he's running or not.
A hold by Sheets, and the runner holds, and the fastball runs off the outside corner. Actually make that a change, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Now Ben, of course, does not use the slide step. He still uses the regular leg kick. 3 stolen bases against him in his first game by Seattle, and since then 1 more steal, and that was by Fred Lewis in his last outing. Turn it a throw back to first, and Lewis playing now for the Toronto Blue Jays. 3-2 Oakland. They've out-hit the Rays 6-4, hoping to get a win today to go to the rubber game of the series tomorrow with Dallas Braden against James Shields. A high set. Runner holds, pitch on the way, bounced on the right side, picked up by Barton, goes to second for 1, back to first, and Sheets is there on the bag, but the ball is out of his mitt as the relay came back from Cliff Pennington. But they force Rodriguez at second base. That play goes 3-6. And now John Jaso is aboard at first,
And here comes Bob Guerin. And before he crosses the line, he makes the move. And Ben Sheets rather not happy with the move by the A's manager, showing again that great competitive spirit that Ben has. Ben is off the back slope of the mound, and he will give the baseball to Bob Guerin. And now Michael Wirtz comes on, and certainly Ben Sheets will get a rousing round of applause after having an outing that he needed and the A's needed. It certainly was a Ben Sheets-like performance today, the kind of performance they were counting on when they signed him to the one-year deal during the offseason. This pitching change is brought to you by Corona. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona and lime today. We'll come back to the Coliseum as Wirtz gets ready to face better. Michael Wirtz ready to work as he comes on in relief of Ben Sheets, protecting a 3-2 lead, top of the 7th. Wirtz just activated this week, made his 2010 debut on Wednesday against the Texas Rangers. The set, the pitch, swing and a foul at the plate. And what a shock as Michael Wirtz opens up the at-bat with the signature slider. Fouled back for strike one. What a day for Ben Sheets. Certainly wanted to stay in the game, no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But what he gave the A's to that point was very impressive.
Well, he said this was the beginning of a new day, a new Ben Sheets, and we saw it today. And let's hope it stands up.
Wirtz ready, the righty's pitch. Foul back again, another breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Now, when Wirtz came on and pitched in the Wednesday game, that was the night that the A's pieced it all together following Vin Mazzaro's 3-inning performance. And they beat Texas by a final of 7-6. Wirtz was one of 5 different relievers that night. The one blemish for him really was the RBI base hit by Vlad Guerrero on a hanging breaking ball with an inherited runner scoring. Fastball, a late cut, spoiled by Brignac. Fouls it off to the left. He has walked and struck out today. And it stays 0-2. Akinori Iwamura was their primary second baseman, but he left as a free agent after last season, and he is now a Pittsburgh Pirate. And Brignac made this ball club, beating out Hank Blaylock during spring training. The set, the pitch, swung on, pulled on the ground by first base. It is a fair ball, says Jim Wolf. It's toward the bullpen for Tampa Bay. Racing to third is Jaso. They'll hold him up as Sweeney fires it back into Derek Barton. Somehow, some way, that ball got over the first base bag, in the opinion of Jim Wolf. And now Bob Guerin, who already argued a ball on the third base line with Jim Joyce way back early in this game, is out to have the same conversation with Jim Wolf at first base. And I think his feeling is, with Barton diving into foul territory, if it's a fair ball, he would have caught it.
Wow. I could not see part. If I was going to get ejected, I think this is enough, because I could not see how that ball caught any part of the bag for it to be called fair. And the only thing that may have happened when Derek dove for the ball might have blocked him a little bit.
Well, they are bill to bill with their caps behind the first base bag, and Bob Guerin continues to plead his case rather vehemently. And, of course, it's not like he can tell Jim Wolf to get help from somebody else, but I think he wants a clear explanation. The one that he got certainly is not the one he believes, and he's pleading his case, and he's going based on what he saw with his eyes, like you talked about, Ray, where his first baseman was. And now they're walking down the first baseline together. And now Bob Guerin will not let him up for air. He turns and he follows Jim Wolf, and now they are really cap to cap. And Bob Guerin right at the edge of getting ready maybe to get the heave-ho, turns and walks back toward the A's dugout. So runners at second and third with one out, and Jason Bartlett is due. And as the ball bounced on the dirt, it bounced in fair territory well before the bag. And then the question is, as Barton dove toward the line, he dove over the ball. In the opinion of Wolf, it was in fair territory over the bag because that next bounce was clearly in foul territory. Bartlett at the plate, the set, the pitch. Down and in with a breaking ball. It's 1-0. Bartlett has fly to right, doubled home a run into the left field corner, and he has bounced to third. The A's are up at first and third. They're back at second and short, trying somehow to protect a one-run lead for Ben Sheets. 3-2 Oakland. Wirtz readies. Here's the 1-0. Slider bounced to third, picked up by Kuzminov. He's thrown home, and they've got him on a rundown. Jaso being chased back, and now flip to Kuzminov. Kuzminov flipping to Barton, and Barton tags out Jaso as they meet right near home plate, and that's the second out of the inning.
Very, very dangerous. Dangerous. And because the runners are advancing to second and third. The runner, Brignac, was going to third base. All Powell had to do is just run him all the way back. Don't make the extra throw, because as it turned out, the pitcher was going to get involved. And that's when Derek Barton stepped in and said, I'm a former catcher. I'm not supposed to let my pitcher get involved in these plays.
And now here comes Bob Guerin. He's got activity in the bullpen with left-hander Jerry Blevins. So the wheels continue to turn. Remember, the A's employ a 9-man bullpen. And Blevins will get Carl Crawford when we come back to the Coliseum after this. Jerry Blevins appearing for the 13th time. He's 2-0, a 3.75 ERA. Oakland with a 3-2 lead. Top of the 7th. Bartlett at second. Brignac at third base. The play in the rundown went 5-2, 5-3 for the second out. Lefty on lefty. Blevins against Crawford. The set, the pitch on the way. A curve outside, ball one. Now Crawford, who's among the league leaders in hitting, has not gotten to that point because of his success against left-handed pitching. An anemic .222 facing left-handers. As the long and lean Blevins readies and fires the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Stayed with the breaking ball. Disappeared off the outside corner. And now 1 ball and 1 strike on Crawford, who's 0 for 3 A fly ball to left, a fly ball to center, and a strikeout. That all was against Ben Sheets, who went 6 1/3 today. The 1-1 breaking ball, swing and a foul back. And now Blevins 1 strike away from ending this threat by the Rays. Lefties just 3 for 19 facing Blevins, who has arisen in the ranks, if you will, for the A's in their bullpen, getting some key moments later in the game against left-handed batters. Brad Ziegler, the sinker baller, is loosening out in the A's bullpen. The set, the 1-2, swing and a miss. Got the fastball by him, dialed it up in 92. Crawford is done. Blevins gets the job done. The inning is over, and Ben Sheets and the A's still have the lead. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 are left. We're in for the Athletics. We followed by Cliff Bennington and Derek Barton. The A's looking to pad their 3-2 advantage as Sheets, Wirtz, and Blevins all combined to get the outs in that frame. So Ben 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Now time called as the ball gets away from the A's bullpen, where Brad Ziegler continues to heat up down the left side. Patterson is 0 for 2.
They can't wait for him to come in so somebody else can start warming up. As you mentioned, a whole bunch of guys down there to throw.
And we talked about it last night. The A's have got some new digs down in the bullpen. They've got brand new chairs down there, courtesy of David Renetti, director of stadium operations. Fastball down, and it's ball 1 to Patterson. And the reason is, you know, they got that short little roof there, that the guys were too tall, and sitting on the bench, they were kind of hunching their backs all the time. 1-0 pitch, a fastball strike, so it's 1-1. So they provided some new furniture down there, so to speak. As far as the visiting side is concerned, well, they're still stuck with the same hard benches. 1-0 delivery, up and in. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Those guys have got to hunch over in the bullpen down the right side, but the A's on the left field side, they're comfortable. They've got some padding as well. Here's a 2-1. Swung on, bounced up the first baseline foul.
See, the height for the Rays is in the starting rotation.
Yeah, that's right.
So the bullpen doesn't need it. But listen, I sat in that same bench in 1973 and 4 and 5. So nothing much has changed. But you're right. There's not much of an overhang. And fans sitting right behind you, the front row.
2-2 pitch. Off speed, missing outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. What was the worst bullpen you sat in?
Oh boy!
In terms of, you know, being exposed or uncomfortable, was it old Tiger Stadium?
Well, that was like a submarine. Hopefully it didn't rain.
3-2 pitch, driven toward left center field. A long run for Upton, still going, and he will not get it. It's by him. It's on the track. Patterson's at second. He streaks, but then puts the brakes on as Upton fires it back in quickly, and it's cut off by the second baseman, Brignac. So Patterson, with a little lightning there in the swing, gets his third double, and an insurance run is in scoring position for the Athletics. And here comes Cliff Pennington. An insurance run that will be brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Safeco agents can make sure your bases are covered. They'll explain your options and make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. Find a local agent at Safeco.com. Now Pennington stands in, squares the bunt, pulls back as Cormier misses high with ball one. There is some activity in the bullpen for Tampa Bay, as they've got a right-hander up and loosening. Big Grant Balfour, I believe.
Ball four.
They're up at the corners at first and third for the Rays. Oakland now with a 3-2 lead with 7 hits. A bunt, a beauty, up the third baseline. Gloved by Longoria. Swings over to first and just did nip Pennington. The sacrifice complete. It goes 5-4 as Pennington gets his third sacrifice of the year.
Well, that's a beautiful bunt. Just squared around, pushed it to Longoria. Pennington, whether it's bunting for a base hit or sacrificing as he just did. And again, a situation, get him over any way you can. If you can pull him, that's fine. Otherwise, sacrifice, put the ball down on the ground and get him to third base. So the A's again will try with a runner at third, less than 2 outs.
And now here comes Derek Barton. He struck out, lifted a sacrifice fly to left for his 11th run batted in. That was in the second inning, and that's the difference in the game. And a fly ball to right. Takes a curve outside, and that's ball one.
Well, a big one the A's had in the 5th inning. Runner in third, 1 out, could not get him in, and that's the insurance run as you're talking about today. A's definitely needed in this one.
They've closed in on the infield. The set, the righty's pitch. It's down low, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Don't forget Barton, of course, leading the team by a wide margin and among the top 5 in the American League in walks. He's got 23 on the year. He's looking for his first hit in the series. He's 0 for 6, but he did drive in a run back in the second. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball just did nick the inside corner. A called strike to Derek. It's 2 balls and a strike. Cormier working out of the stretch. Patterson, good speed at third base. The pitch bounced up the middle. The contact play is on. It's by Brignac, and it's through the middle of the dive into center field. Barton drives in his second run. There is the insurance run. Patterson is across the plate, and the A's lead it 4-2.
And if there was ever a time with a contact play, this was it with Patterson, his speed at third. Derek Barton waiting back, got another breaking ball, and back up the middle and with the infield end. Take about a 250 hitter, make him a 500 hitter. The way they're playing in, and that was the case there. That's an out normally, but hit hard enough to get through the infield.
He reduced the angles dramatically by coming in. It's the gamble you take, and now here's Ryan Sweeney. Tripled his last time up. He's 2 for 3 today. He takes a fastball at the belt for strike 1. So 4-2 Oakland as they score for the first time since the second inning. They've got 2 hits in the inning off of Cormier and a total of 8 on the afternoon. The pitch. Swung on, bounced on the right side. Pena's got it on the backhand. Throws to second for 1. A good stretch over there by Bartlett as he takes the feed, but he can't fire back. So they get Barton. That play goes 3-6. Sweeney safe at first base on the fielder's choice. And now here comes Kuzminoff, and here comes Joe Madden. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the A's radio network. Veteran right-hander Grant Balfour comes on for the Tampa Bay Rays. Oakland leading 4-2. Bottom of the 7th. Kevin Kuzminoff now standing in. He has doubled to right center, struck out, and blooped one to center with a draw in an infield that B.J. Upton streaked in for and made a catch his last time up in the 5th. A run home in the inning. Sweeney at first base, and Balfour on for the 12th time this year. No record of 2.03 ERA, and he almost hit Kuzminoff. Pushed him back with a fastball, and it's ball 1. For those of you that had May 8th and the Nick Johnson goes on the disabled list pool, go ahead and cash in your prize. The 10th time since 2000 that the Sacramento native has gone on the disabled list. And again, unfortunately for Nick, when he's healthy, he's good. He's just not very healthy. The right wrist has done him in. And he's on the disabled list. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's his right wrist. The surgery in 08.
Yeah.
Which was great last year, right?
So they've called up Kevin Russo from AAA. Talking about the Yankees. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball down and away. Swung on and missed. And it's 1-2.
Benny, it's too early for the Yankees to go out and start buying players. So they have to bring up players until get close to the trading deadline and clubs out of contention, and then they start dropping the cash.
They definitely have some aching players right now, though they're still playing well. Next pitch outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They are within a game and a half of Tampa Bay in the East. You know, they've got a 20-8 record. As good as Tampa Bay is on the road at 13-1. They're baseball's best team at home. Talking about New York, they're 10-2, and they're on the road now at Fenway, and in the bottom of the 5th in a rain delay, leading 6-3. There's more to the story than just that. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball again off the plate outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. CC Sabathia pitching on the road with the lead, with 2 outs in the inning and 2 balls and 2 strikes on the batter. And Tim McClellan, who's the crew chief there, says, bring out the tarp. You couldn't give me one more pitch. Of course, the Rays know all about playing in a quagmire in the World Series in Philadelphia. 3-2 delivery fouled back and caused some rule changes. The way that that all happened when they stayed on the field in some very unhealthy situations.
And if anybody's listening from Fenway Park, call us and tell us what the rain was like prior to the tarp being put on, needing just 1 more strike, 1 more out.
Calling the Red Sox nation. 3-2 pitch hit in the air down the right side. A long run for Zobrist, still coming into foul territory. He can't get it as it lands on the grass between the bullpen mound and the home plate area down the right side for Tampa Bay.
Remember, the Detroit-Cleveland game last night was rained out after 4 innings. And the Tigers were leading 7-6 after 4. They waited 2 hours and 12 minutes, rained it out. All the records, everything that happened, washed away.
Grady Sizemore to get back his first home run. And Miguel Cabrera had his 8th last night. That was erased. Another payoff pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to right. Zobrist breaking back. He's going to have a play. Makes the grab off to the left. The inning is over. The A's add a run as Patterson scores on the Bart base hit. And we head to the 8th inning. Oakland in front of Tampa Bay 4-2.
Back to the bullpen for Bob Guerin. He brings on Brad Ziegler. Oakland leading 4-2. We start the 8th. Here's Ken.
Zobrist leads it off for Tampa Bay. The heart of the order, the 3, 4, and 5 hitter. Ziggy delivers and gets a strike in their 0-1. Zobrist is 1 for 3. Does not have a home run this year. Switch hitter batting left. 4-2 A's in the 8th. Ziegler to the plate. Off speed. Swung out a miss. 74 miles an hour. 15th appearance for Ziegler. Reliable as usual. He's 1-2, but the ERA is 2.63. 13 2/3 innings. He's allowed just 7 hits. And the pitch by Ziegler, the 0-2 to Zobrist, just missed outside. Zobrist has gone 125 at bats going back to last year without a home run. He had 27 homers a year ago in a breakthrough year. Kind of came out of nowhere. 91 RBIs, 91 walks.
Got a nice contract because of it.
Sure did. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Zobrist, and it's swung on and missed way out in front, and down he goes. Ziegler makes him look bad. 1 out, and Longoria is coming up. When Ziegler is tough to time it, it's tough to pick up the ball. An unusual angle.
And as he comes into this inning, facing a lefty, usually those are the ones that give him the most trouble, but he has definitely improved, kind of reinvented himself as far as facing lefties, and he just showed it with Zobrist.
Why do you think that is?
Because just the way he is changing speeds, using the inside part of the plate, running the ball in with a breaking ball, tailing away from the lefties.
Here's the pitch to Longoria, taken outside. A check swing didn't go. Because that's always been the issue with submarine or sidearm pitchers. Can you get the opposite hitter out? In other words, can a sidearming righty or a submarine get a lefty hitter out? Longoria, it's a fly ball to right. Sweeney's going back, nearing the track. He's at the base of the track fighting the sun, and he makes the catch. Longoria flies out, and Pena's coming up.
But that's
2 out.
There's a case of maybe Longoria thinking breaking ball stayed back, and granted he has power to the opposite field. But that's the beauty of the slider, or the frisbee as we call it. He calls it a slider, this Brad Ziegler, but it is a different pitch. Can change speeds with it. It's very tough on righties.
So here's Pena, left-handed hitter.
We just saw Longoria's haircut. Ooh.
You thought I was kidding before.
No, I know. I saw it yesterday in the clubhouse.
Here's the pitch by Ziegler on the way, and that's taken low and outside, 1-0. Catronio's an expert on those things, you know, Ray.
Yes, he is. The style master.
Yes, he is. Never has a bad hair day. Takes him 2 seconds to dry his hair. It's great. Pena swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Comb my hair with a washcloth.
He left that, Mikey.
Mikey, the cameraman.
He's on the same team as me.
Took off his cap.
Home plate camera. Here's the delivery by Ziegler, and the 1-1 on the way. Taken outside. We're delighted to have MLB.com along again today. This is kind of a simulcast. Been enjoying working with those folks the last couple of years. They do a great job.
There's Mikey. Just put himself on camera.
That's not easy to do. The 2-1 pitch is taken inside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
I just got some information regarding the Boston game.
Yeah, somebody's listening.
Yes, indeed.
Good boy, Benny.
It was raining really hard. CC was taking a sweet time, is what the person told me.
Here's the pitch. Ziegler ready, and the 3-1 delivery is swung on and popped up. Short center field, going out from short is Pennington. A trio of A's in a no-man's land, and Gross comes in, brushes up against Rosales and holds on. That could have been a disaster out there in short center field. The center fielder Gross made the catch. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-2 A's. here at the Coliseum. The former Rangers right-hander Joaquin Benoit takes over. 4 runs, 8 hits for the A's, 2 runs, 5 hits, an error for Tampa Bay. Benoit, 14 seasons in the Rangers organization. He missed all of last year because of right rotator cuff surgery. Had a torn rotator cuff. Underwent surgery January 27th of 09. Just called up from AAA. In fact, he's making his 3rd appearance since his call-up, which was on the 29th of April. So Joaquin Benoit, the tall, thin right-hander, with the A's leading 4-2. Chavez leads it off, and he's 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Benoit delivers, and it's taken for a strike, a fastball, 94, 0-1.
Oh, and Benoit was with the Rangers. I think he was a cousin to Rafael Betancourt. The two of them have taken forever.
Betancourt was the Mike Hargrove of pitchers. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on by Chavez. A line drive, base hit to left. Solid base hit the other way by Xavi. And Rajay Davis bolts out of the A's dugout. He's going to run for Chavez. So a nice day for Eric. Sac fly in the 1st, an infield single in the 3rd. Popped out in the 5th, singles to left in the 8th. So a 2 for 3 with an RBI for the A's veteran.
And that's a great job of hitting by Xavi with a fastball away. And when he stayed back, stayed on the ball, and a solid base hit. And a nice way to finish the afternoon.
So we'll see if Raj is going to do some running here. It's a good spot for it, with the A's leading by 2 runs in the 8th inning. And the pitch, he bluffs. It's taken outside by Rosales. 1-0. Adams 0 for 3.
Benoit is one of those arms with Texas. They could just never decide what they wanted to do with him. As a starter, even they thought about him having closer stuff. Then he just kind of settled into that middle relief role.
Always had great stuff. 1 out, or nobody out, and Rosales takes high in the count, 2-0. Rajay with the 12 steals. Juan Pierre leads the American League with 15. Brett Gardner of the Yankees has 13. Then Rajay with a dozen. Leading at first, with the A's leading 4-2. Bottom of the 8th, nobody out. Outfield straight up. Benoit comes set. Here's the pause at the belt, and the pitch to Rosales. Foul back, and the count 2-1. Crowd having a good time today on Armed Forces Day. Ray, Brad Ziegler's operations well underway now. And you know, you can't tell me, and there's so much talk about attendance. Fans are having a good time. Fans like to go to the ball game, especially in the daytime. Absolutely. Out here, Ray?
Absolutely. A little over 15,493 on hand this afternoon.
Here's the pitch to Rosales on the way. Benoit, long pause, now steps off the rubber. And it's apropos. Andrew Bailey on his bobblehead day is up and throwing in the A's bullpen.
And Brad Ziegler, who donated a lot of tickets. Pastime for Patriots, his new foundation. Congratulate Zig for that.
Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way, and Rosales hits a fly ball to right. Zobrist has a beat on it. He's back a couple of steps. He's there to make the catch. Rajay tags. He's going to 3rd. Here's the throw and the tag, and he's doubled up. Rajay Davis trying to go to 2nd on Zobrist, who's got a very good arm. And he was a dead duck at 2nd base. And he was out by about 5 feet.
Well, Rajay went back, and I don't know if he thought Zobrist had gotten back on his heels. But a perfect throw to 2nd base, and that quickly. Rajay thought about running, but I think the count started working in Benoit's favor. 2-0. Rajay did not run. Of course, you hate to run if the guy's not throwing strikes. Then 2-1, and then the line drive to right.
9-6 on the play at 2nd. Bartlett took the throw on the bag, so 9-6. And here's Gabe Gross, who's 1 for 3. He hits a fly ball to left, and Crawford's going to catch this, and he makes the play. And that quickly, the 8th inning comes to an end. The Rays in the 9th against Bailey have Upton, Rodriguez, and Jaso due up after 8. The A's lead Tampa Bay 4-2. Ibar has a bat, so he might pinch hit for Rodriguez, who's in the DH spot. Remember that Rodriguez ran for Burrell back in the 7th inning. And for Andrew Bailey, the numbers go on and on. Unscored upon this year in 10 2/3 innings. He's allowed 7 hits, he's walked 1, and he has 6 strikeouts. Dating back to last year, 20 2/3 innings of scoreless relief. And he has 26 consecutive saves. And Upton swings and fouls it back out of play. A's got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the 7th. The Rays, their 2 runs came in the second. It's Ben Sheets' game to win. And Sheets really pitched well against a tough offense, best in the league. And Upton, it's a ground ball to third, giving ground, taking there. Kuzmanov, quick throw and a stretch by Barton. Upton's out 5-3, and that'll bring up Willie Ibar to pinch hit.
Well, great play by Kuzmanov. It looked simple, but a tough hop, and he backed up to make sure he got the good hop and a very quick release, almost like he was turning a double play at second. Started to charge, then backed up at the speed of Upton. He made sure he released it very quickly.
So Willie Ibar started as the DH in the game last night, a switch hitter batting left. 4-2 A's, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 9th. Bailey throws and gets a strike in there, 0-1. Bailey is machine-like. He works fast, he throws nothing but strikes, and he has great stuff. And the pitch to Ibar is right there on the outside corner, 94, 0-2. Looking for a 6th save. Outfield to Galpin, right center. The pitch by Bailey, taken high, and the count 1-2. Ibar is batting .300. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs. Has a wide open stance. Bailey working from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball just outside, 2-2. Ben Sheets, 6 1/3, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 3, struck out 8. Michael Wirtz got an out. Blevins got an out, and Ziegler worked the 8th inning. Here's the stretch by Bailey, and the 2-2 on the way. Swung on a fly ball to right center, playable for Sweeney. Angling toward the alley, he makes the catch. 2 out. John Jaso coming up.
But it's amazing that Andrew Bailey, after you got 0-2, tried to throw a curveball, but bottom line, 2-2, just challenged Ibar. And even though he knew it was coming, still did not make very good contact. That's an impressive fastball.
He's amazingly good. Yes. He really is. So here's Jaso, a left-handed hitter. And the pitch on the way. Jaso swings and misses, 94 on the inside corner. Fans on their feet, 2 out, 9th inning, 4-2 A's. The A's 1 out away from jumping back over 500. And getting their first win against the Rays this year. Bailey's pitch. Jaso, it's a fly ball to right center. Playable. Gross going over. The center fielder calling for it. He's there. And he makes the catch. And the A's have evened the series. And Ben Sheets is back on the beam. And Andrew Bailey gets his 6th save of the year on his bobblehead day. The A's have beaten the Rays by the final of 4-2.
Well, just a great, well-played game by the Athletics in all aspects. And there's no doubt the situational hitting and the big run the A's got in the 7th inning, a double Pennington bunt and a Barton base hit up the middle. That turned out to be huge because the A's had an opportunity back in the 5th inning to do the same thing. Could not do it. It was a 1-run game, and what a difference it makes for a closer to come in the 9th inning, having that extra insurance run. Maybe Andrew Bailey doesn't need it, but he got it. And you're right, a very well-pitched game by Ben Sheets. Maybe today is the beginning of the rest of his career, especially here in Oakland with the way he pitched.
We'll see you again on Thursday in Texas on radio, right?
Baseball, man.
Yeah,
this baseball today.
Baseball, right? 4-2, the A's win it. Back with the totals after this.